Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
It's your boy Taco Bell Wani, and we got a banger on our hands for the main event of UFC Boise. Junior Dos Santos, fresh off of his USADA suspension, proved innocent. USADA got it wrong. It looks like they busted a couple labs over in Brazil. 3 fighters were cleared or exonerated for the USADA suspensions. Junior Dos Santos, former heavyweight champion, being one of those guys. And so for his first fight back, he's going to be fighting the former World Series of Fighting heavyweight champion Blagoy Ivanov in his UFC debut. Blagoy Ivanov used to fight for Bellator. His only loss at Bellator came to Alexander Volkov. Alexander Volkov, we know, is a savage. Just beat Fabricio Verdun, fucking like 6'7" in this joint, but he's a very talented heavyweight. Alexander Volkov could very well be a future UFC heavyweight champion. And now we got Blagoy Ivanov coming over from the World Series of Fighting. He's like 8-1 in his last 9 fights. Only loss coming to Volkov. He went like 4-1 in Bellator, 4-0 in World Series of Fighting. Now he's coming over to the UFC. Only 31 years old as a heavyweight. Still got a lot of time left. I cannot wait to see what this dude looks like. I gotta admit, I've never seen any of his Bellator fights yet or his World Series of Fighting fights, but he's got a lot of experience. He's been beating dudes, everyone not named Alexander Volkov. So I'm looking forward to this fight. Plus, we don't know exactly how Junior Dos Santos is gonna look. He was about to be fighting Francis Ngannou. That's when the fight got flagged. He got flagged by USADA, so he was pulled from the fight versus Francis Ngannou. With that being said, now Junior Dos Santos is back. He was cleared of wrongdoing, so we'll see how he looks. But he's still a UFC veteran. He's been around for a while. Definitely got a little bit of wear and tear as a heavyweight, you know. But at the same time, we'll see. He's one of the best probably boxers in the heavyweight division. Junior Dos Santos is a very talented, very experienced guy himself, and he's got UFC experience. Now, this is the heavyweight division, so it's not really about the skill, even though skill definitely helps. You look at someone like Stipe Miocic, yeah, skill's going to help, but in the heavyweight division, you know what they say, don't blink, because if you make one mistake, the other man can win. So we'll see where Blagoy Ivanov, his skills are in this fight, you know, as far as UFC competition is concerned. But this is a great fight, because if he does get this win, Blagoy will immediately be ranked, and he'll have a win over a former heavyweight champion. And we got a new heavyweight contender already in this joint. So this is a great fight, already added to UFC Boise. Gonna be on free TV. There's already been other fights mentioned for that card. Some of the other fights, of course, Kat Zingano versus Marion Renault, Justin Scoggins versus, I believe, Saeed Nurmagomedov, which is Habib's cousin. We got Liz Carmouche versus Maya, I believe, what's her name? Jennifer Maya, if I'm not mistaken. Also, there's rumors of Sage Northcutt fighting Zach Atto on this same card in UFC Boise. Now, with that being said, the headline event's going to be between Blagoy Ivanov and Junior Dos Santos. Now, this is Blagoy Ivanov's record. Actually, he's 1, 2, 3, 4. He was 5-0 in the World Series of Fighting, which rebranded as the Professional Fighters League. And he was 1, 2, 3, 4-1 in Bellator. So in his last 10 fights, he's only got 1 loss. He beat LeVar Johnson over there. He only lost to Alexander Volkov. Got a win over Sean Jordan over in the World Series of Fighting. So you might not know all of these names for sure because they're not in the UFC. But at the same time, he's been putting in some legitimate work at heavyweight. You see he's got a win by TKO. He's got a win by submission and 3 wins by submission. He's got a 5th round decision win. That's good to see for his cardio. He can win a 5-round fight as a heavyweight. That's good to see there. So this guy, I definitely got my eye on this main event fight. For them to be putting him in a main event in his first UFC fight is also pretty big. And he's getting a big name in Junior Dos Santos. So that makes me hyped for UFC Boise. Some of those other fights I'm already pumped for. Of course, the return of Sage Northcutt. Going to be fighting at welterweight versus Zach Atto. If you ain't been seeing any of the Sage Northcutt updates, this dude's put on like 25 pounds of muscle. Sage Northcutt done put on so much muscle, USADA knocked on that nigga's door. He went to Instagram like, put on 25 pounds of muscle? Hi, USADA. And, you know, he was getting his USADA test. Like, what's the problem? But Sage Northcutt is looking like a Super Saiyan Sage Northcutt, and he's taking that to UFC Boise as well. Can't wait for this card. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think about Junior Dos Santos versus Blagoy Ivanov. in the comments. I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.